And hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. We are here at the Shared Universe Podcast Lounge, back for our fourth year in a row. We're in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey, at the Berkeley Hotel. My name is Ming Chen.
CJ Cullen.
And I have some amazing filmmakers here. A film called Hollywood, New Jersey, screening at the CRANFORD Theater in the 12 noon block tomorrow, Saturday, March 23rd. How are you guys? Can you introduce yourself? I'll start over here.
I'm Manny, and one of the writers and producers and actors in it.
I'm Rocco, writer, actor, producer, wrangler.
Everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Everything.
I'll give you my first and last name.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm GianCarlo Fernandez. I'm co-writer, director, one of the actors in it. And even though he will never admit it, I helped him with the music too.
Oh, man. Okay.
I thought he tapped me. I was like, why would I care? Okay.
It's called Hollywood, New Jersey. Where did you guys film this?
Florida.
Really?
Hollywood, Florida?
No, yeah,
Hollywood,
yeah,
Florida?
no, all around South Jersey.
We started doing skits called Hollywood, New Jersey, just about filmmakers who never get anything done because all they do is talk about movies that they criticize.
Okay.
So they're just
Sounds familiar.
freelance.
It sounds
That
very
really-
familiar,
freelance
yes.
filmmakers that complain about how they could do things better.
Right.
And they waste their time really kind of just working weddings and commercials or whatever. And
Yeah.
one day they'll make it, but if they ever stop kind of complaining to each other.
Right.
So that was the initial idea. And then COVID hit, and there was a kind of like a small little festival thrown by the Victory the Podcast guys, Entourage, Doug.
Oh, yeah,
Elliott,
from
course.
Arcade. Yeah, Arcade.
Yeah.
Or not Arcade, Action Park Media.
Action Park Media, right.
Action Park
They're
Media.
going through
which-
some stuff right
Park
now.
Oh, yeah.
And so we submitted an idea for this Hollywood, New Jersey
Yeah.
thing. And the whole idea was like, we should make a show about our lives. And we submitted a little trailer. So then we didn't win, but Doug Ellen hit me up through the Instagram thing. Was like, this is kind of cool, you should develop it.
Yeah.
So that's all we needed. Was like,
Yeah.
let's develop it.
Yeah, and he's a pretty harsh critic,
He's
Doug
a
Ellen.
very
Yeah, there.
harsh critic.
If it's good, that's a big.
Yeah.
That's big.
It's cool with that, and he recommended like a writer's sandwich, which is like lox on lox on cream cheese and bagel.
Right.
Everything. I've never had that in my life, and when
You
he
never?
recommended it, I ate it. I'm addicted to it now.
It's
So I
pretty
think
good
it made me a
stuff.
better writer.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, food in general. Good food makes you work better.
Or
makes
foodie.
you write
He's got-
better.
he's got the food down. Yeah. Everywhere you go.
I mean, my life has turned out pretty well so
Yeah.
far. So I'll give food all the credit for that, for sure.
Yeah.
And where are you guys from?
Oh, I'm from Garfield, so I'm the farthest, and they're kind of like around this area.
Yeah.
We're both from Madison, me and John.
Edison. Okay, cool.
And all three of you wrote it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone
Yes.
else?
No, well, we have our buddy Coop, who's the DP, and he throw ideas here and there.
Yeah.
So I was originally born in California.
Okay.
So I'm bi-coastal, and I lived in Jersey and Edison my whole life, and in LA. So I moved between
Yeah.
both places. But Anthony Cupo, shout out to Anthony Cupo, who's our DP, left a little early, had a long day. He, was a good critic of ours, and he was like, maybe that's too much, or let's pull back and stuff like that. But the three of us have been writing now for 10 years.
Wow.
We made our first independent feature for $4,100.
Wow, a feature.
28-minute epic about two superheroes that they lose their jobs at a porn shop and then after that, they lose their jobs at a porn shop and decide to become superheroes for hire after accidentally save someone's life.
Right.
So we did a Kickstarter. We made that film,
Wait, what's this called again?
28-minute epic.
28-minute epic.
I've heard
It's a
of that.
feature-length superhero.
You heard of it?
action
Did you
film.
see
Heard
it?
of I think I saw it a while
Were you
back.
ever a Comic-Con? Because there was a point where I actually approached Kevin Smith. I was like, yeah, the feature-length superhero action comic, check it out.
Oh, he brought copy for everyone on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You might have heard
I know.
it there.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so that gave us
that's
kind
awesome.
of
Yeah,
careers. Like we
Right.
could make a movie for $4,000.
Oh,
then
yeah.
We got hired for commercials and music videos and all this stuff. So that's kind of like we kept working, doing skits.
Right.
And then ultimately we ended up here with Hollywood, New Jersey, which this version of it is really very meta. So we play versions of ourselves, meta commentary, and again, it's about making films, submitting them to film festivals, and again, it's caught in the vicious cycle of not breaking out of that cycle. So we just keep ending up at the Garden State Film Festival or somewhere else.
Right, which is not a bad thing.
Which
This is
not-
a pretty
it's
good.
Not, it's not
I mean,
meant
and
to
that-
demean it in any way.
Yeah, no, of
it's more
course.
about like what else can we do to keep rising above.
Right.
And
Yeah.
how do you bring this community of people together, which is what we discussed in the show.
Right.
And
There's a lot of people that are creature of habit.
yes, yeah, no, for sure. And also with the meta commentary on that, and I also talk a little bit about like being of Latino descent and never making things that talk about my culture.
Right.
Because I've always been forced to be like, well, you're Spanish, so you should roll your R's and make Spanish stuff,
It's like-
so
it's
you
like-
can be successful.
Right.
I get more offended than that by
Yeah.
Whenever I hear that, I'm like, he can make anything. Don't put him in a box.
I know. It's like this is how I talk. I don't roll my R's. Like I don't. You know, I'm.
So if
yeah.
I talk like my dad and I was like, I like to make movies, I want to be here with you, and this is where my heart is in filmmaking.
Right. My name is Machete.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. So we touch on all that stuff, but
Yeah.
this was supposed to be just a pilot for a pilot. So it was all test footage,
yeah.
and we had enough to put a story together.
Cool.
That's amazing. What's the runtime?
It's 29 minutes.
Okay, so so this is a pilot then.
It's a pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, even better.
Yeah.
So do you have like more episodes mapped out? Do you have seasons mapped
do,
out?
We do. We're kind. We're like everybody here, like love writing nerds, and it's like we should have a pilot in case we can keep going with it.
Yeah, we have ideas. It's more like the fact that it's like, all right, we have the pilot for the pilot. So let's have the actual pilot when we like go to a network.
Right.
But we have the ideas for like what it would go for. It's kind of like now that we've made it, we know like what works, what doesn't, all that
The
stuff.
arc of the season we have
Yeah,
it mapped out.
how
Yeah.
it goes.
Oh, that's amazing.
How'd you guys go about casting for it?
Yeah.
Just you guys?
It was like, are you
Yeah, so
free
I-
Thursday?
Yeah, I think all three of you are
that was,
in
that
it,
was pretty
correct?
much it. And they were like, "Do you like pizza?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, you're part of the crew now."
Yeah.
I would imagine that about half of the people that you guys have interviewed in the past year or two
Yeah.
are in it.
Okay.
Because we just called all the locals.
Called every favorite.
Throw a
Yeah.
rock, you can find a cast member.
Yeah, and we're like and filmmakers that we know. And we're like,
Everyone
hey,
was at the party over there. They
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
Hey man, I got the. What are you doing next Thursday?
exactly. That's what it was.
To
Like,
to the point where Sophia, like one of the people at the film festival, was like,
Yeah.
"I know everybody in your film." Why
Right.
wasn't I? It's like, we didn't know you were there.
Yeah. Yeah, to the point, I was like, wait, why didn't you ask me? I was like,
Yeah.
well, we didn't know you were free that day.
Exactly.
exactly, and that's how it got made. Really, honest like that. And then we were able to with David Schoner.
Oh, yeah. Good old-
as well.
old Schoner,
just
man.
kind of picking on him and being like, hey, do you know of any locations that we might be able to go? And
Oh, he
kinda-
he
he
knows
knows
them.
locations.
He knows.
Yeah,
Yeah, he knows them. Did you guys get something? It's like, oh man, we'll never get that. And then you.
Well, the good thing is that he kind of keeps us grounded on like what's
right.
what's possible, and
Yeah.
also was able to kind of be in my ear to say like, make sure your story stays as small as it's supposed to be.
Right.
'Cause we did this with no money, like we said.
Yeah.
It was just like, are you free tomorrow? So he's an executive producer. We gave him a credit on this
Yeah.
just because of his input and his insight to help us get it off the ground.
Did you put him in it?
He's not in it.
Okay,
But
'cause he's-
initially he was going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted one in a minute. And he was like, because we have some seedy characters in this. So,
Yeah.
we
I got to clear my name with that. Yeah, like I'm not sure if you heard of Tutty. Like it was like 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
like how I brought that. We started like coming together and like working on
Yes,
that. But
Tutty,
yeah,
Yeah. Good old Toddy.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of
That was a show and a project, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is this the first time you've screened this in public, or has it been?
This is the
Yeah.
first public
This
screen.
is the
Yeah, yeah.
first
Whoa,
public
okay.
screening for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll see what people think.
My wife's in it too, and my kids' like voices are in it. We cut them out just because it was kind of crazy, but
They'll have their moment in
have
the
their
sun
moment.
for
they
sure.
wouldn't sign a waiver. They got too Hollywood. They're
Oh,
like,
man.
I'm gonna wait for like a kids commercial. This is better.
but
It's
my
like
wife
a-
hasn't
Back.
seen anything. My wife hasn't seen like a cut of herself on film or
Right.
anything. And
My wife doesn't want to see it yet. She's like, I want to see it on the big screen.
Cool.
I mean, that's
And it's a nice
understandable.
screen up at CRANFORD. so
Yeah,
it
she
really
wants to see
is.
that.
Good theater.
His girlfriend's been tortured by it. She's seen every cut.
Oh,
She's seen
wow,
every
okay.
one of them.
Cool. It's very supportive, though.
It was
You need that outside feedback.
it was the Clockwork Orange of like watching.
Right.
this
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one?
Toothpicks.
Yeah.
But I love we've all had those friends who are like, oh man, I that movie sucks. I would have done it like this. Like,
Yeah.
well, go do it like that. And they don't.
They
You know,
never
all they
do,
do
yeah.
is whine
We have
about
plenty
it.
of those guys around that
We have
know.
a lot of those guys around. Yes.
Just
and-
do it yourself.
Yeah, just go and do it for sure.
Yeah, we'll do it one day. No.
yeah, and I mean we're excited that we were able to put it together, and we we have like a filmmaker that's represented in there. It's like amalgamation of like Jersey filmmakers
Yeah.
that we talk about, like someone who's inspired us.
Yeah.
And it stems kind of like from real life experience of like being on set with a filmmaker and being like, oh, if we meet them, we meet our hero, all our dreams will come true.
Right.
And it's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And finding out the reality that's not how things go. Like, you got to keep hustling.
I think I see that a lot. Being people are like, oh, if I meet Kevin Smith, like
Yeah,
that'll
there's a lot of that,
That's
yeah.
you know, I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. I mean, Rocco's met him like 18 times, and
Yeah.
we're still here. So that's the
I've run into him so many times. It was weird. I was at a book signing that was on purpose,
Right.
And then I gave it to him like the movie at Comic-Con,
Yes.
And then after that, I was like, okay, cool. He's a busy guy. And then he was like having a wedding, and I was at a mall like for an aquarium or something, and
And there he
it
is.
was closed. My wife's like, he's doing a book signing now. I'm like, get the fuck. Really?
Yeah.
so I signed it for him, and then after that, I did the Tutty thing,
Yep.
and then David was like, "Would you like to go on Clerks 3 set?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And
okay.
it
so
just kept
also you're at the
happening.
Quick Stop.
Yeah,
and,
it just
and
kept
Leonardo
happening.
and yeah.
So it's like, I swear I'm not doing it on purpose.
Next thing you're in Clerks 3 going, pack cigarettes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you need someone for Clerks 4, I'm just saying.
That one's gonna be tough. I don't know if that one's happening.
Yeah, I don't know
but,
about
I can be
that.
silent.
but the new Jane Bob movie coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
There
hey.
you go.
Hey. That.
That's
you
a
go.
good point.
You could get yourself on there for sure.
Anything Smodcast-like. All right.
Yeah, I think Kevin is kind of the anti-Hollywood New Jersey, where like he actually went and did it, and
Yeah.
and oddly enough wound up in Hollywood, but now he's back here
Now
most
he's
of the
back
time.
here
Yeah,
most of the time in
yeah.
New
So he's-
Jersey.
and so he is kind of Hollywood / New Jersey,
Yeah.
so which is
Oh, that's nice. That could be the sequel show.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, we took those lessons, I think, from him growing up and watching films like that, like doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Like Manny, I made the joke before, but Manny makes all of our music from scratch, and it's amazing. So it goes from the writing to the music to the production to the editing. Like, it's just us and our buddy Anthony Cupo that have been doing this for years. So
Yeah, what's your musical background?
I went to school for music and learned how to just play guitar and piano, and I like to write songs. So essentially, getting into music composing for like films and like TV.
So
was
when
always a
you
thing.
do that though, do you do it before, or do you take the script, or do you watch the film, or the almost
Or is it
finished
both?
product and do it
What's your
that way?
process?
How do you,
Yeah.
how do you come
I
up with
personally
it?
like to edit to music that's already kind of composed.
Okay.
But when it comes to like working with John and Rocco, it never works out that smoothly. So it's a combination. It'll
Okay.
be like we'll compose a whole bunch of stuff and then edit with that stuff, and then John will make a completely new edit, and then we have to make all the new, all new music or whatever.
Right.
We all suffer through it, but I do
It's
that.
a combination,
I do that
yeah.
with writing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Sure.
Yeah.
it's good.
You have
okay,
to
let me fix it.
You have to let good stuff out, and then to make even maybe better stuff sometimes. So it's a process, but both basically.
Yeah, film scoring is challenging though,
Yeah.
man. It's 'cause you
I
want-
tried it. I can't do it.
Especially when it's not a locked, finished like product.
Yeah,
it's hard
but because
it's
in a scene, that score can change the entire
Oh, they
emotional
always-
impact.
Music changes the
If
movie.
if
Absolutely.
depending on how it's laid out. So it's there's big ups to John Williams, James Horner, Alan Silvestri, Mark
Absolutely.
Heyman, all those guys, man. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and he's fucking super talented, and like the way we became friends was he was like, "Hey, I'll teach you music stuff, and you teach me film stuff."
Right.
And that kind of like got us all together, like just teaching each other stuff, and we've been able to do jingles for companies like Payoneer and PayPal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because he taught us.
Wow, okay, that's awesome.
And the way we became friends, he's like, "You should be friends with him." I was like, "No." And then now we're here.
No, it's for the film. It's for the movie.
I was like,
It would be
"Fine,
good for
all
the
right."
movie. He's like, all right, I'll be friends with him. All right, fine. Like so reluctant. Like, what was the biggest challenge creating this pilot? If I were to ask you.
It was just getting everyone together and like scheduling
Okay.
and like the fact that like the actual script from to the production is so different. Like
Okay.
there's no way we could have possibly wrote it that way. So it's
Right.
kind of like what fits here, what fits there, what can we like pull out? But just like doing anything on like no budget. That's pretty much that was the hardest part, really.
Yeah, and I just threw up the poster up here.
There you go.
Really cool poster. Who did this?
So
Can you give me a shout?
myself and Anthony, our DP, came up with it. With also we integrate a little AI help in this.
Cool. All right.
So
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
a huge advocate for AI and a lot of the post-production and
Yeah.
production that I do. And I've been on it for a couple of years now. So because I've had training in it, we can utilize it in a way that I feel like is like a superpower.
Right.
It's actually just a CAT scan of our brain. That's what it looks like. Popcorn,
Wow, is that what it
movies and
looks
growth.
like?
That's
wow,
all it
I
is.
mean,
That's
yeah,
all
I don't,
we're thinking about.
I don't have any medical.
That's it.
experience,
Yeah.
But,
Me too.
yeah,
I
so-
thought it'd be a skull, but no.
But if you notice on the actual The sign, that's
Yes.
all the people that appear in the film.
Oh,
So
cool.
those are,
Okay,
like,
they're
all
right
their
there.
last
Okay, yeah,
names.
A
yeah,
lot
for
of
sure.
details.
Yeah, there's a lot of little hidden gems there just for like the people that were in there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful poster. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
Well done.
What other hats do you guys do or have?
In terms of skill sets? And
Yes.
things?
Yeah.
Like in it relates to
I
mean- What else?
filmmaking or not.
Yeah,
we
I
did
mean,
all the post production, so we are our own.
Yeah,
post,
yeah.
I would say producing, just like
Yeah.
Okay,
getting,
man.
Pre-production as
getting
well.
everything to work.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of like when dealing with people and stuff. That's kind of like
Get ready to work, show up under budget
Yeah.
or within the budget.
while
It's tough.
acting, where it's
while
like,
acting.
I got asked like, what was the hardest part? I was like, yeah, the lines are okay. I'm kind of playing a meta version of myself, but
Right.
getting people to actually, get there on time and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That's the hard
and
part.
just to what you said before, like the hardest part of it is like we were never really fully like prepared. The time constraints were always tough, and like I have 3 kids and I'm married. And,
Yeah.
for me, it's a guilt thing. Like I'm like sacrificing time with my kids to be a kid,
Sure.
you know, and it's worth it, but it's definitely this weird balancing act of like, let's do another take, and I'm like, I gotta go teach my kid how to read.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Rob's
I
like,
gotta put
"Nobody
him to
knows
bed.
how
I gotta
read."
bathe
And
my
go,
kid. I gotta feed the kid, man.
John, he's 9. Just let it go. It's too late. Come on, we gotta do this. We got to film this.
Yeah. Where are your priorities? Like,
Yeah.
well, with my family. Like, okay, fine.
I'm your family.
But
Yeah,
I'm fortunate.
film is your family.
Film is your family.
But I'm fortunate that I have like 3, Coop not being here, and Steve, who's in the film as
Yeah.
well, like a handful of guys that are just as passionate,
Right.
and want to keep making stuff, and we just keep upping the ante every year.
Yeah.
And like this year, the goal is to make a Christmas horror comedy in New Jersey, a feature.
Feature,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our next thing. So right now we're trying to.
Like Christmas horror comedy. New
We want
Jersey.
to very
Sounds
kind of like Evil Dead-esque inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a holiday Evil Dead.
Holiday
Like,
Evil Dead.
our original plan was to like go into that, but then we were like things didn't work, so we were like, all right, let's go into Hollywood, New Jersey. Always
Right.
being proactive, and now we're just like right back onto that. We're trying to get Hollywood, New Jersey made into a real show, and we're trying to get this movie made. So
The movie will be made. So
Oh, yeah.
goal now is, and I mean it's big to put this out there, is like they got an opening film now at Garden State.
Yes.
So we want to be that.
Oh,
opening
that'd be
film.
great. Yeah, next year. That'd be
we're
after
putting
the
it
gala
out to the
boom.
universe.
Right. Yeah.
milk
So
and
we're
cookies.
looking for more
watch-
funding.
Yeah. We're looking for just funding.
Right. For now.
Then we'll
and
go for more.
Then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Recruiting that room over there.
Oh, yeah, no,
Right.
we've been meeting.
Just
we've been
buy out the
talking.
room. Money talks, right?
I should have
But,
just knocked the mic away and be like, "Hi guys, anybody want to make a movie?"
Yeah,
Matthew B. Dean raises his hand. Yeah.
for sure.
I'd be like, "Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here."
Is this your, how many times have you been to the film festival? Is this your first entry?
I've
or
been here
have you-
3 times.
Three
One
times.
one time with Teddy. The second time we visited one of our friends, Ryan, and yeah, now we're here for Hollywood, New Jersey.
Very cool.
It's amazing. All right, you keep it going, my friends.
Oh, thank you.
Keep it going.
going.
So
So it's in
tomorrow,
Cranford, right?
Yeah,
Cranford.
Cranford Theater, noon. Go check it out. And not that far from here. Cranford Theater is beautiful, by the way.
is
It's
so
great.
nice.
And as we've been saying this forever. They have some of the best popcorn in New Jersey. So if you're up there and you guys like popcorn,
Now I'm definitely gonna go.
yeah,
I got 2 reasons. All right.
and
So you go up right away, you're going to eat the popcorn. Like,
Yeah,
Meg
yeah, yeah.
said.
yeah, Ming said the
Meg
popcorn
said.
was awesome.
I forgot to watch the movie. Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, my head was buried in the popcorn behind the counter.
Oh, nice.
Go watch the movie. Don't get the popcorn, then go watch the movie. And the owner Doreen will definitely take care of you guys. So
Oh, sweet.
for sure.
Thank
yeah.
you for having us
Thank
on.
you
Yeah,
very
for
much.
sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hollywood, New Jersey, Saturday, tomorrow.
Brought to
noon,
you by
Cranford Theater.
Gorilla Ocho Films, films that make you go ape shit.
It's a great tagline.
That is
Gorilla
cool.
Ocho Films.
You guys
my
coming
friends.
back down here tomorrow afterwards, or are you
We'll be
staying
there.
up
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay, man, you guys, that's awesome. That's awesome because that's not a short drive. So that's amazing. But all the party up there, party down here.
That's right.
I'm all for it, my friends.
Sweet.
So yeah, Hollywood, New Jersey, everybody. Garden State Film Festival. We've just started, my friends. Tons of films
Yeah,
screening
absolutely.
tomorrow, screening Sunday. Got the award ceremony. Got I think karaoke tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And we have this
What else we got?
podcast lounge, so you can come hang out with me and CJ. We'll be here.
Be here.
All weekend, my friends. We got water. We got the world's
You got shirts? You got shirts?
Got shirts.
Yeah.
We got Death Wish coffee, the world's strongest coffee. If you need a little boost. And
In the morning,
we-
I'm sure. People
Yeah.
will be running in here. Last year, a lot of people were running in here trying to get coffee. In the
Yeah,
morning,
for
remember
sure.
that?
Yeah, and we're gonna try to keep this place stocked with food
Yeah.
because it's food. People love free food, man. So we'll get it going. So, but gsff.org. Follow at Garden State Film Festival, and we'll be seeing you many, many times after this.
We
Thank
got
you
one more
guys so
tonight.
much.
Thank you
One
very
more
much.
tonight.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, CJ Cullen. Well, we will see you guys soon.